Alright, so WCW just did their pay-per-view Bash at the Beach, the infamous Bash at the Beach. Performance of the night goes Scott Hall. Let's see the results. First off, let's see my last pay-per-view, because remember, this is for the challenge 6-6. Okay, my last pay-per-view had a 94 rating. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold 99. Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell match 91 rating. Okay, so I have 94. Let's see if they can beat that. I doubt it. So they get an 85 rating, headlined by Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper, Vader and Lex Luger, and then uh, that's that. The Outsiders defeat Team Riot, whoever that may be. Surprised Scott Hall got Person of the Night when he really had one match that was decent rating. Like Roddy Piper had a 93 rating brawl and an 86 rating match. Vader and Luger 85 rating match. I went over 89 rating backstage segment. Hogan 96 rating skit, 86 rating, main event. So I pick up the win here. They're still beating me on TV 3 weeks in a row. I'll make that a side note for myself. So 7 WWF, 6 WCW. Alright, let's look at last week's episode of Raw, then we're going to go on next week's. Or this week's, thank you. And give me a second. Alright, so this week's episode showed that Undertaker was the winner of the Beat the Clock challenge between him, Ultimate Warrior, and HBK. Also, The Rock and Ken Shamrock contract signing. Mankind and Psycho Sid have been going at it after Mankind has been getting cheered by the fans, and Psycho Sid and Jake the Snake were very upset about that. Brian Pillman attacked Owen Hart after his match, and they're going to compete one-on-one tonight for the main event. Also, APA and Legion of Doom agreed to a match, and they're teaming up with William Regal and Eddie Guerrero respectively to 3-on-3 in the semi-main event. Let's see if we can defeat WCW this week. They've been on a 4-week run on me now. So the good old Shawn Michaels comes out in the ring and announces that he is going to be the special referee for Undertaker versus Bret Hart at SummerSlam. Very much like what happened in real life. And I think that's a good thing to do with Shawn. And it's going to lead to something. Following that, Ken Shamrock defeats Ahmed Johnson. And with The Rock on commentary. And this is a way, just to have the feud continue going without The Rock and Ken Shamrock attacking each other. This raises the question, my booking, who's the leader of the nation? And well, originally before it was Ahmed Johnson, but now The Rock joined, and he's been on fire. He's probably like the highest fasting heel in the company. Like he could main event by end of the next month if I push him as so. So really, the question is, who's the leader, Ahmed or The Rock? That's something just I wanted to point out, because after Ahmed's sorry, the Xbox is going off. After Ahmed's not really great chances in main events against Shawn and Taker, I really didn't see him going much higher in the card. And unfortunately, he doesn't really have much of a character besides, he's pretty much Farouk's role, and that's really not a great character. I don't know how to do the black man or the white man's holding me down from a black guy's perspective. So I don't know, but he will. Shit, I said he like 5 times there. Him and the Nation, D'Lo and Kama, these 3 are gonna be going something, and it's not gonna lead to anything. They're gonna start becoming forefront. They're not just gonna be the Rock's lackeys. Following that, we get holy shit, wow, Was not expecting that. Mankind and The Rock went and agreed to a match. Now here. Psycho Sid improvised well throughout the segment. Psycho Sid improvised poorly in this segment. Huh. But wow, 100 rating. Was not expecting that. I mean, Mankind's a god on the mic, but Sid is Psycho Sid. He's half the man we are. He has the half the brain I do. If you remember that famous infamous WCW promo. But yeah, wow, they agreed to a match after getting each other's faces, attacking each other last week. And this is also, I think, Mankind's first opportunity. Nope. Sorry, I was going to say this is his first opportunity getting the mic. That was last week. So after that, like I said earlier, we get William Regal and the APA taking on Eddie Guerrero and LOD. And a little bit of an upset, Bradshaw picks up the victory over Eddie Guerrero. And maybe I should have had Regal win by cheating. You know, just to have the heels win cheatingly. But I think the heels need the win here. Bradshaw still needs to go up a little bit of the card to be believable. And Legion of Doom, their popularity's so high right now, like mid-70s for the tag division, there's real no point. Definitely since I'm not going to split LOD up, you know what I mean? Maybe APA way down the line. But, you know, so I really like having my tag teams range, who are true tag teams, like if I get the Dudley Boys. Their popularity will stay in the upper 60s, the lower 60s. That's where I like it. That's like the mid card. But then they have room to grow, like, you know what I mean? They're believable in main event too. So following that, we get the contract of the Undertaker and Bret Hart. Shawn Michaels is on the mic, telling him he's gonna call it down the middle. Now, with the way I've been booking Undertaker is not really super natural. He's kind of just himself. Very much how like he was at this time in '97. It was weird because before Kane debuted, he wasn't really doing the crazy supernatural shit. So this is the way I think he pretty much is right now. Like at the time, he was really like the American Badass, just dressed as the Undertaker. But yeah, like he's eventually going to go back doing the supernatural shit for me. Honestly, by end of the year, early next year. But as of now, he's just the Undertaker himself. Okay, so following that, we get Brian Pillman versus Owen Hart, and a disappointing main event to me because I was expecting way more in this. Brian Pillman picks up the victory when Owen Hart was disqualified when British Bulldog ran in. Since the St. Peters are beating down Brian Pillman, you hear glass break and outrun Stone Cold Steve Austin. Saves his only friend in the world, Brian Pillman, and runs him off from the St. Peters. You know, Stone Cold really is Stone Cold. So for him to have the one friend, because, you know, right now, like, it's unknown that him and JR are such good buddies. But to have it shown right now that he is Brian Pillman's friend, I think it's important. Alright, so let's look at the rating. I'm expecting a good 85 rating. 84, that concerns me because WCW has been putting up 83. Like, they've always been beating me by one. That main event was a little bit disappointing. Other than that, very good show, I think. Shamrock and Johnson, and the 3-on-3, not so great. It's mid-card stuff. Alright, wow, there's McFoley. But, yeah. So, it's 7-6 me, but WCW, I think, has beaten me 4 weeks in a row on TV. I finally get it up on TV, so we make a 2-point swing here. 8 WWE, 6 WCW. I'm sorry, WWF. But winning Nash and Luger, disappointing main event. While Vader and Savage was in the main event, they would have beat me. And if they had another angle, only one angle. That's crazy to me. But if you see it, holy, the first two matches sucked. It's kind of bad when Steve McMichael has a better match than you. So that's it for this episode. 8 WWF, 6 WCW. Thank you for watching. Next week is the Go Home show, and then after that we are at